Ho, ho, ho! Unlimited fam! Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
What's going on, fam? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing great. Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. You know what I just said? Iha. I,
Yeah.
I thought I knew Chinese once. So listen,
Did
this is a
Did you
this
find out you didn't?
this is a small story.
Okay.
when I
Okay.
when I was working in a store in a clothing store, I would ask the customers from other countries to teach me how hello or good morning is in their language.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I asked a Chinese person to tell me about good morning in their language.
Okay.
So they told me, "Iha." So I learned that, and the next time some Chinese people came,
Uh-huh.
I go, I go, and I say, "Iha," and they look at me and they don't understand, and I say, they say, "What?" I say, "Iha." And then they realize what I said.
Is it really
And
Ika? I think it's Mija, isn't it?
no, 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 it's ni hao.
Mija, yeah. Nija.
And
Oh man.
afterwards, a colleague of mine told me how it, but it was so funny. They wouldn't understand what I'm doing. Anyway, iha.
Ika. Well, Ika, everybody.
In
What are we
China,
talking about? We're talking
for
about
our
being single
Chinese,
today, right?
for
What?
what? What are we talking about, Dave?
Being single, being single, being single. Single ladies, put your hands up. Yeah, man, we're talking about being single. And what I want to do is create just some aha moments or give some nuggets of advice to make people think a little bit. Maybe they're single and they don't want to be because of themselves, right? Because of things that they're holding on to, or because of some sort of behaviors that they're just not aware of, right? So, of course, plenty of people are single because they want to be single.
Yeah.
We're not talking with you guys today. Go away. No, don't go away. Just watch, because maybe you'll be single and you don't want to be single one day. Um, but we are talking about the people that are single and they're going, gosh, why do I keep having relationships that suck? Why do I keep picking the wrong guy or the wrong girl? Why am I always like in this dramatic relationship? And so hopefully throughout the next 30, 40, 50, who knows with us, minutes, we create some aha moments for you guys. So put in the chat if you're single or not. Put in the chat if you're single. Put yes, I'm single. If you're not, put no, I'm not. It's really easy to chat with us. I want to know who's watching and why you're here. And don't forget, smash that like button. We got people watching that haven't smashed it, haven't shared this. All right, share the love, because you never know when your neighbor needs to hear this, right? Your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle needs to hear this stuff. There's great, beautiful nuggets of advice. So first reason that we have down that a lot of people are single, and this transcends into single and or in really bad relationships, and that's past baggage, right? A lot of people, it's hard to let go of your past baggage, and you're lying to yourself if you think that you don't have past baggage. Ryan, your camera's going up to the ceiling, bro. So,
I'm hiding something. That's why.
so your baggage, the baggage that you're holding on to, really does matter, right? It really does matter, And it could be as minuscule as just a bad breakup and you just need some time, or it could be magnanimous as, you know what, I was in an abusive relationship for years and now I'm just afraid, right? It could be you can get over this by yourself. You can get over this with a good life coach, with a good friend, or you need to go to a therapist to get over this. What do you think, Ryan, about baggage?
Well, if you let them keep you from trying, then you have to figure out a way. Either it's, as you said, a professional seeking professional help, or a good friend, maybe somebody older than you, maybe someone with much more experience than you, and yeah, you have to deal with rejection and with failure of finding the perfect match in the first time. Sometimes you won't find it straight away what you're looking for, but if you're not open to trying, then you won't find what your good match is.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And so how does that transcend into baggage? Because I know I've known a lot of women, the end. I've known a lot of women. No, I've known a lot of women that are afraid of being in love or falling in love because they find themselves falling in love so quickly, so easily, right? When they meet a guy, they're like, oh, this feels good. This relationship feels good. It feels good to be wanted or to be close and have somebody to be affectionate to. But oftentimes, they fall in love too quickly, and then they create a relationship with somebody that they really shouldn't be in a relationship with. Then all of a sudden you're in a relationship and you don't like it, and then you have a bad breakup, and then now guess what, you have some baggage, right? And you're going to carry that baggage throughout your life. What you do with that baggage is up to you, but you're going to carry that baggage throughout your life. So I would say to people that you got to acknowledge your past baggage and play an active role in making sure that you eliminate the the action that that past baggage makes you take, right? The action, because the past baggage is always going to be there, but what you do with that past baggage is the important part, and it's the part that's keeping you from entering a relationship, or being afraid every time you feel like you're falling in love with someone, and even keeping yourself from falling in love with someone. And so I say women, but guys do this as well, but I think typically women will fall in love first. uh Although some women put out ladies, if you're watching, comment, have you ever had a stalker? Have you ever had somebody that just won't leave you alone, right? Calling you clingy. um, so second thing,
Did you had one?
have I had a stalker? So next thing I got, yeah, I've had uh attached to the wrong type of guy or girl, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Have you ever been in a relationship and found out, like, this is not the right type of person for me? Like, this is the wrong. I spent 6 years married to somebody, all right, married to somebody, go, and then finally I'm like, we're just not a match. And a lot of times people are attracting uh, guys or girls that just aren't their match. They just don't match up, and so they're constantly in conflict, right?
So I think there's a reason and there is a solution here. So the reason that you stay with someone that isn't a good match is your standards are not high enough. And what I mean by that is, if you have defined what your good match is, what kind of characteristics and qualities of character you want him or her to have, then you know what you're looking for. So if you meet someone and he doesn't have these standards, then you know he's not a good match. You shouldn't get involved with him, and certainly, or at least you shouldn't get in a relationship with him or her. So let's say this happened before you raise your standards, and you've learned your lesson. You know that you don't want someone that is abusive, or that he has an alcohol problem, or that he's not so easy to get angry. Let's say some bad characteristics, inconvenient ones. So now that you have this experience from a bad relationship, what you should do is raise your standards, find out who you want to date and be in a relationship with, as an image, as a sum of characteristics and qualities, and then you choose by your standards.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what I can think in this type of thing.
Well, we have a video out there for framing for men, and that in that video we talk a lot about knowing yourself before you start getting into relationships, and just part of growing and knowing yourself is relationships in and out, and that's okay. But something you said a little bit ago about being in a relationship. Uh, I had a program in Colorado Springs for an organization called Tessa. Tessa was an organization that would help women that are in battered relationships, so they're being abused, and they'll help them get out of the relationship, or help them with housing, or just help them with counseling. And so I was helping Tessa help these ladies with self-defense, and self-defense builds confidence as well as practical, abilities, right? To keep people off of you and keep you in a safe space. So while I was teaching these women self-defense, I noticed that a lot of women would be going right back to their abusive significant others. And I thought, that's just so strange to me. So I took the time to have conversations with some of the women, and the truth is, a lot of times women end up in relationships with men, or vice versa, but statistically women with men, and men become abusive and women have nowhere to go. They don't have a fallback. They don't have somewhere to stay. Another thing that I found was women that had children with men that were abusive felt obligated to stay in the relationship for the kids.
Yeah.
And so I would challenge both of those things, as I did years ago with these women that I had conversations with. I would say to the women that are staying in relationships because you have kids, your kids will probably be far better off not seeing you abused by their dad or by any man, right? They would probably be much more well adjusted and do much better in life with a single mom than with a mom and dad when dad is abusing them. And then I would say to the women that are staying in the relationships because they don't feel like they have the means to get out, they don't have the money, they don't have the ability to shelter themselves, they don't have a vehicle. Life can be very difficult and very challenging at times, but other people have left relationships with just the bag in their hand, and they've figured it out, and so can you. So I would say that to any women that are in abusive, physically abusive, or verbally and mentally abusive relationships, that it's you gotta. It's hard, but you gotta just you got to leave. You got to end it. You have to find another way to live your life because you deserve it.
So baggage is one thing that keeps people that want to be in a beautiful relationship being single. What else could be? We have both discussed about self-esteem at some point,
Self-esteem, low self-esteem, boy, that's a
and
big one.
like yeah, and it stops you from so many things in life. One of these is your successful relationships
Hmm. Yeah,
when you have low
yeah.
self-esteem.
Yeah, and so it starts with, if we're just talking about relationships, it starts with you not being able to even attract the right type of guys or girls, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so I tell clients, and I have a phrase: people only want to date up. Nobody wants to date down, right? And and we all know the truth that what's up, what's up, what's up. Very important topic. Thank you very much for the help. Our pleasure, NL. Our pleasure. Hey guys, come on, comment. I want to see those comments going. I want to hear you guys. We're not here to hear ourselves talk. Talk with us. So
and and it's not only about attracting the wrong person. It's also that if by somehow the right person is attracted to you, you won't be able to accept that, right?
yeah. Well, they won't look. So this that's a good point to make. My point is most people want to date up, not down. So if your self-esteem, if you haven't worked on your self-esteem, and look, the truth is a lot of us have self-esteem issues, right? A lot of us have low self-esteem. A lot of us have some self-efficacy issues that we need to resolve. We need to feel like we can actually tackle life and tackle things and be productive, right? But if you have low self-esteem and you attract, say, Prince Charming, right? The perfect guy. I mean, I'm married, but Ryan's not. So, so if you attract Ryan, um, the truth is, once they start to get to know you, they're going to go, yeah, it's a little too much for me. I'm probably not very attracted to women that have low self-esteem or a lot of baggage. So thanks for playing. So it really is incumbent on you. It's up to you to develop your personality into who you'd like to be dating, right? You should want to date you, right?
Yeah.
You should want to marry you. You should want to hang out, be around, go to the movies, go on a vacation with you. And if you can't truly look in the mirror and say, "Oh yeah, I'd fuck me." No, I'd date me. Um, then, then what are you doing? You got to take the time to do the work. You have to. You deserve it. You. The problem is your low self esteem makes you believe that you don't. Right?
If you want to date an interesting person, are you an interesting person first? You want to
Yeah.
be with a person that is very successful in the major fields in life, like in the relationship field, with friends, with sociability. Are you good with your friends, or are you alone in life and you just search for a person to introduce you to your dream world?
Yeah.
Because if a person has all these, he's not searching for a person that has nothing. He's searching for a person that has this as well, and
Mhm.
they will combine their good habits, their good results. As they
Yeah.
said, people want to date. My braces. Uh, People want to date up and not down.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to be careful with the braces not to to eat yourself.
So the fifth thing that we have down here is your schema, right? For men, women, and life, your schema. So your idea of what a man should be, what a woman should not be, what life should give you or offer you. So schema is the picture that you paint, right? The ideal picture that you paint for everything around you, including relationships and people that you want to be involved with. So what we see a lot of times is your schema for Prince Charming to come into your life is keeping you from even getting to know Mr. Almost Prince Charming, right? And the truth is most people aren't going to live up to our the picture that we paint for them, right? Our perfect picture. Nobody's perfect. We all have flaws. And the longer you spend with someone, the more you get to know him or her, you're going to realize that there are flaws. But what ends up happening a lot of times is you don't even give him or her a chance because you're too busy trying to paint that perfect picture and find that perfect person. And that's not to say to lose your standards or even lower your standards, right? I wouldn't even suggest that, but be practical about your standards. Date you, right? And that's the easy way to do that, to be practical about your standards is just go, I'll date me. Okay. What do I look like in a relationship? Who am I in a relationship? So yeah, your schema for life, for relationships, for men, for women, you know, if you're this super positive, like type A female, right? CEO of a company, entrepreneur, you're crushing life. And then your schema is, well, I need a guy that is crushing life just like me. If that's your standard, that's okay. But if that's the ideal picture that you're painting that you know hardly anyone could come even close to, right? Better yet, you know, a man, right? If you if you're a you know a badass CEO or if you're a you know an entrepreneur and you're making you know 6 7 figures 8 figures and you're going, I'm only going to date a guy that has the business like I do. Well, maybe evaluate that and go, maybe I just want somebody that has drive like I do. Well, now you just added millions to the pool, right? Just because he doesn't make 6 7 8 figures doesn't mean that he doesn't have drive. It just means that his drive isn't money.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah.
know, there's the other thing that if some sometimes things are completing each other. So if someone is already a multimillionaire, he might not searching for a multimillionaire woman.
Mm.
He might be searching for a woman with other characteristics, like a
Mhm.
woman that will be a mother for his children in the house instead of
Mhm.
being in another company making hundreds of millions, because he
Mhm.
already has hundreds of millions. It's not what he's searching for. So sometimes this is something to keep in mind as well about what you're searching. Then again, there are families that have the stay at home dad. So the woman goes
Mhm.
out and works and has a career, and there is a guy that wants to raise his family instead and stay at home. So this is another possible months. There are
Yeah.
so many combinations out there in nature, uh, that you know, you can be creative.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah. Yeah.
know what you want for yourself and what you're searching for, as a good month. Another practical thing about being single or in a relationship is about demographics. Where are you hanging out? If you're
Mm.
searching for a girl, let's say, to have a family with, where are you searching for it? Are you searching here in the strip club? Are you searching for here in a university, in a nightclub? Where are you searching for a person to have a serious relationship? Maybe would be a good idea to search it in your social circle, through through a meeting from mutual friends.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
demographics
Demographic
are. Mhm.
demographics plays a huge role, and so when you say demographics, it brings me to think about what's the book that I referred to you, Mason
Models,
Manson.
models.
Yeah. Who's the author? Michael Manson,
Mark
Morrison,
Manson.
Mark Manson. Okay. So Models by Mark Manson, and he has a great example about demographics in the book, and he talks about this millionaire that can't seem to find a girl, right, a girlfriend, but he keeps going into a nightclub full of young girls, right, 20 somethings, but he's 50. Well, guess what a 50-year-old looks like in a nightclub full of 20-year-olds? Except, of course, except a 47-year-old. Like when you're 47, you're not quite 50, so you don't look like that creepy guy standing over there looking at the 20-year-old girls. No, so nobody, but that same guy in a boardroom or at a company dressed up in his suit is extremely attractive, right? So it's about demographics. It's about where you are and who you think you're going to attract at that specific time, right? So if you're a woman and you keep picking up guys in a bar, oh, I got a better example. Oh, this is gonna hit some young girls real hard. Listen to me now. Listen to Uncle Dave is talking. If you are half naked on TikTok and Instagram, showing your bare ass and your chi-chis, and you attract a guy there, guess what he's thinking about? Take a guess. One, two, three, guess. And then you're gonna go, how come guys don't respect me? How come they don't call me back after Saturday, Friday night? I don't get that. Well, it's about demographics, right? You're not going to attract a guy that's serious about a woman if you met him while you're showing your half naked butt on TikTok. Sorry, sorry. You know, if I'm on oh, what's the dating app? Tinder. You know, if I was single and I'm on Tinder, right, and I see you half naked, what do I think? Oh, I'll hit that. Okay. Oh yeah, sure. Why not? Saturday night. I have a joke. Oh, she's a Friday night. She's a Saturday night. Because that's what you're giving to the world, right?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
okay if that's who you are. But don't look in the mirror and go, why do I keep attracting bad guys? Right? If you're a woman that's frequenting a bar, right, a biker bar, and you keep getting in relationships with bikers, and you're wondering why. Hmm. 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 All right.
And another thing, apart from demographics, if you never leave home and you're constantly inside, you will never meet anybody. Nobody, not the wrong guy, not the right guy, because you know.
Well, what about Tinder and just online dating and meeting?
So, okay, what I believe and what I have experienced from that is that the rule is that online dating is not for serious relationships. I have an exception
Hmm.
of a friend that he met his girlfriend on Tinder, and now they are engaged and they will marry in next year. But this is
Hmm.
one exception. All the other cases I know from online dating is about a guy meets a girl or the opposite. They talk a little bit and they either stop talking or they meet, have some drinks, and maybe have sex together. Not
Hmm.
serious relationships,
Okay.
not something. It's only casual and casual sex, and maybe some
Hmm.
hang around if
Hmm. Yeah.
the personality is interesting. So
I
I
wonder. I
think
wonder what the statistics on that is. I've never bothered to look that up, or uh, I think in 2021 that you see much more people online dating, right? Not think. I know, 100% sure, and I'm sure some of those work out. But here's the big but. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Here's the big but. When you do meet someone, if you meet them on Tinder, if you meet them on TikTok, if you meet them on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you meet them online, you're going to eventually meet them in person. You're going to eventually form some sort of relationship. And if you're holding on to baggage, if you haven't framed yourself properly and worked through your self-esteem issues, right? If you haven't worked through everything that has happened to you in the past, if you haven't developed the proper schema for what a man is, what a woman is, what life is, it if you keep swiping right or left on the wrong type of guy or the wrong type of girl, you're going to continue to be in relationships that are unhealthy for you, that you don't
yeah.
want. And the truth is, and I've spent plenty of time, plenty of years in relationships that just weren't good for me, right? It was unhealthy. We just didn't match, and I know that divorce is kind of a sensitive topic to a lot of people, but I'm all for it. I'm all for people figuring stuff out before it gets there too. But I'll also say that I don't think that anyone should stay in any sort circumstance that they're unhappy in. If that's a relationship, if that's a job, if that's a house, if that's a country, you know?
You know, the best advice I can think of about not getting a divorce or a serious breakup is to be proactive and not go further with the person that doesn't check your boxes,
Yeah.
doesn't meet
Yeah,
your criteria and standards.
I agree. 100%. You got to do the homework before you take the
Yeah,
exam.
and
The end.
decide early.
Yeah, yeah. Don't waste your time. Depending on what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do with life. But we're talking about people that want to be in a relationship. I know plenty of people that are going, I do want someone to be in my life. Like, I do want a woman. I do want a man. And they keep banging their head up against the wall, but they haven't stopped to look in the mirror instead. Don't look in the wall. Stop looking at the wall. Don't look at the door, right? Trying to get out the door and the door is opening the wrong direction. You keep banging your head. You're opening the door like this, bah, 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 and you're going, why? Turn a little bit, turn and look in the mirror. Go, oh, shoot, man. Okay. I got some work to do. And it's all about work, huh? It's all about developing ourselves into the ideal person that we want to be. And so when we look in the mirror, we go, wow, I want to be like Mike. You remember Michael Jordan? I want to be like Mike. No, you look in the mirror and you go, wow, I'm okay with this person here. I'm okay with this girl. I'm okay with this guy. I done some work on him, and I'm all right with him.
The last thing I would like to share is my viewpoint as far as life coaching and even more therapy being an investment to yourself.
Absolutely.
So knowing yourself, raising your self-awareness, realizing your handicaps, like mental handicaps, because of your childhood, of your raising, of your past experiences, and solving your emotional troubles really pays off, because when you do the work in that field, when you solve your unsolved problems, then you are a strong person that knows who he is, what he wants in his life, and you are well equipped to go for it. Then emotionally, it's one of the steps to create a strong emotional backbone.
I agree 100%. Well, so we covered a bunch of stuff. I'm going to reiterate real quick before we get off. So we covered past baggage, attracting the wrong type, being too picky, right? Low self-esteem, your schema, wrong demographics, and not getting enough exposure. All right. So think about those things, please. We took 38 minutes. Think about those things as you watch the video. Write those things down and look at yourself in the mirror and truly be objective about who you are and ask yourself, would I want to date me? And it starts there, everyone. It really does start there. All right, Ryan, you have any announcements? You got anything, any alibis, anything to say?
Get exposed, guys. Summer is coming. Get exposed. And I wanted to say before that one of my goals at some point is to develop a really helpful and well-built seminar about self-esteem, how to raise your self-esteem. This is my personal goal. I've realized that this is a subject that I want to attack and provide people with a tool to solve this issue, because it's a global issue in my perspective.
I
So
agree.
at some point, I'm not saying it's gonna be in a month or 2 months, but at some point we will provide you with this tool, and everybody will know about it.
Absolutely. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs. So, first, along the lines of self esteem, my boy Anush from California developed a how to overcome fear guide, you guys, how to overcome fear. And you guys really need to go find it. Really need to go find it. ANOUSH Kaze, KHAZE. Find him on Facebook. Reach out to him, ask him for his free guide, no BS. He's not trying to collect your info to send you a bunch of stuff. He just developed this guide to help people. So make sure that you reach out to Anush. Last thing is, well, no, second thing is, don't forget to share this go.upna.net parenting and mentoring teens program. Please share that. Go get it. It's cheap, $12 a month, right? $149 right now for the entire year. 12 different modules, 12 different things. And you're not going to find something like this anywhere else. It's great stuff. So go get that. Go upna.net. Last thing, Ryan, I'm going to have a virtual book tour.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that freaking cool? I don't know if I heard it somewhere. I don't know if I heard it somewhere or if I was in the shower and I was like, dude, virtual book tour. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you go to the Acropolis, right? Take some photos and talk a little bit with the Acropolis in the background. This is something people want to see, right? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have five friends all around the world go to one different place, in their city, right? And be able to just talk and be able to share that and talk about the book. I'm going to answer questions and I'm going to do a book reading, right? Answer questions about the book. And I'm even going to pay for Facebook ads to do it. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. I'm excited, not about selling the book. Right. I want to get the book out there to the right people at the right time in the right hands. The end. I don't care about the money from the book, but I thought this would be
What do you think?
It's going to be the 22nd of May. Saturday, the 22nd of May. I don't know the time yet. You'll see it all over. I'll advertise it, but virtual book tour. And if I'm the first one to do it, woo! And if I'm not, woo! So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm super excited. I am super excited. So look out for the virtual book tour for Why Me, My Fight for Life. There's so many great nuggets of advice in there. And I got so many compliments about the book on Amazon. I'm just thrilled, man. People are saying such nice things about me in the book. And wow, it's so cool. My big dream, huh? One of my big dreams that I've been able to accomplish. Okay, we won't belabor it. So go upna.net. Ryan is going to have an awesome self-esteem guide soon. Okay, don't forget to go out and find Anush Kazi, Anoush Khaze. He has a awesome self-development guide for fear, how to overcome fear. And look for my book tour. We love you guys. I got nothing else. Peace.